Quentin Tarantino has carved a unique place in the history of filmmaking. His non-linear storytelling, sharp dialogue, and masterful use of retro and unexpected music choices elevated his films and set him apart. In an industry dominated by over-the-top action and alpha male leads, he redefined the genre with morally flawed protagonists and turned violence into an artistic signature.
Freeze, Mommy!
Known for his uncompromising nature, Tarantino never aimed to please audiences, but to satisfy his own creative instincts, insisting on telling stories exactly as he wrote them.
I was just getting to learn Quentin Tarantino. So he was, again, a tyrant. You know, he was at this, do not f my film up.
Outspoken and unapologetic, he fiercely defends the integrity of his characters, and those who challenge his vision often end up blacklisted by him. Lawrence Tierney was one of those actors who went into his bad books.
But he was completely a directorial school by fire.
Tierney was one of the original tough guys of Hollywood, both on and off the screen. Rising to fame in the 1940s with his portrayal of real-life gangster Dillinger, Tierney, with his rugged looks and intense presence, was a natural fit for playing hardened criminals and volatile characters. But his frequent bar fights, arrests, and clashes with directors derailed his career for decades. Tarantino is famous for his casting choices, and Lawrence Tierney was an excellent choice as Joe Cabot in Reservoir Dogs. However, Tierney's off-screen behavior reflected the arrogance of his on-screen mafia boss, ultimately leading to serious problems during production.
Somebody comes up with the finally, so fucking I fucked up. I'll keep going. Stop.
From the very first day of shooting, Tierney proved to be uncooperative, frequently clashing with Tarantino on set.
He didn't like my dialogue. He had a hard time remembering it. He also had this thing where you'd be trying to talk to him. Okay, so Lawrence, and then all of a sudden he would just start walking away. All right, right in the middle of your talking.
Harvey Keitel, who played Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs, also shared the sentiment and said, "I've made a lot of movies, but I've never dealt with a crazy guy like Lawrence." In the end, Tarantino had enough of Tierney's attitude and confronted him, which escalated into a heated exchange, resulting in Tierney shoving Tarantino aside.
This f***er gonna touch me in my set.
Furious, Tarantino fired him on the spot and later described Tierney's behavior as schizophrenic. However, with no time to recast, Tarantino was forced to rehire him to complete the shoot, but swore to never work with him again. Reservoir Dogs later became a cult classic and marked the beginning of Tarantino's remarkable career. Known for his outspoken nature, Tarantino has never hesitated to voice his opinions, and his remarks about George Clooney and his stardom were nothing short of controversial. Clooney, who is widely referred to as Gorgeous George, rose to fame with the TV drama ER, which quickly transitioned into a successful film career with box office hits like Ocean's 11, Syriana, and Gravity. However, his breakout role came in the 1996 cult classic film From Dusk Till Dawn, which was written by Quentin Tarantino, who also co-starred in the film.
Don't say a word.
The experience was not smooth due to creative differences, as Tarantino wanted to stick to the script while Clooney wanted to improvise. After that film, the two never collaborated again. Moreover, in a 2022 interview, Tarantino took a subtle jab at Clooney's star image, questioning whether he had delivered any major box office hits in recent years. "Well, it's been a long while since I think George Clooney has drawn anybody to an audience," stated Tarantino. "When was the last time he had a hit in this millennium?" Clooney wasn't happy with Tarantino's remark, and in an interview with Brad Pitt, Clooney responded to the comment and said, "Quentin said some shit about me recently, so I'm a little irritated by him. I don't mind giving him shit. He gave me shit," Clooney added. "He said I'm not a movie star and haven't had a hit since the millennium. Alright dude, F off. That's kind of my whole f***ing career."
Is this my fault?
No, it's your fault.
Is this
It's not
my
your fault.
fault? Do you think that this is what I am? This is not me. I am a professional.
The exchange highlighted the public ego clash between two major Hollywood figures, and Tarantino is known for his strong opinions and has never shied away from criticizing actors. Bruce Willis got to experience this firsthand when he worked with Tarantino in the 1994 film Pulp Fiction. Willis was already an established star before Pulp Fiction, known primarily for his charm and action hero persona. He rose to fame in the mid-1980s with the hit TV series Moonlighting, but his true breakthrough came with his iconic role as John McClane in Die Hard, which redefined the action hero persona.
You guys play lottery? No? My wife buys me 2 tickets every week. The last 10 years, plays the same 2 numbers all the time. I say, hey, why don't you play a different number? She goes, well, those are my lucky numbers. I got the tickets right here.
During the production of Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino and Bruce Willis reportedly had a tense working relationship marked by creative differences. Willis initially wanted to play Vincent Vega, the character played by John Travolta in the movie. However, Tarantino, known for his creative control, stood by his casting decision and asked Willis to take on the role of Butch instead.
You looking at something, friend?
He ain't my friend, Palooka.
What's that?
I think you heard me just fine, Punchy.
Tarantino later recalled the incident and said,
read the script one more time with the idea of you playing Butch. And if you don't respond, fine. But I would just ask you to read it one more time.
At the time, Tarantino was still an up-and-coming director, while Willis was already a major Hollywood star and was accustomed to a more traditional, actor-driven style of filmmaking, an approach that didn't align with Tarantino's vision.
I'm paying them to say my dialogue, make no mistake. Does anyone ever get on the go?
Their approaches clashed at times, leading to behind-the-scenes tension. Despite this, Willis delivered a memorable performance as Butch, and the film went on to become a landmark success. Still, the experience left enough distance between them that they never worked together again, suggesting a professional respect, but no desire to reunite.
It's a good movie. I'm good in it. I don't think about it. I don't think about, gosh, I hope they like me now. I just don't care anymore.
Tarantino has always fiercely defended his creations and refused to compromise for anyone. One notable example being Will Smith. Their differences emerged during the casting of Django Unchained. Tarantino initially approached Smith for the lead role, seeking an actor with both emotional complexity and star power to portray the slave-turned-hero. Smith seemed like a natural fit, with global appeal and a balanced track record of action roles like Men in Black and Bad Boys, with emotionally grounded performances such as The Pursuit of Happiness and King Richard. Unfortunately, Smith turned down the role, explaining that he didn't feel Django was the true lead in the story and wanted the film to focus more on love and the rescue of Django's wife, rather than Tarantino's revenge-driven narrative. In an interview, Smith clarified his point and stated,
and it was just that Quentin and I couldn't see. I wanted to make the greatest love story that African Americans had ever seen. Only way I could make that movie is it had to be a love story, not a vengeance story. I don't believe in violence as the reaction to violence.
Tarantino, unwilling to alter his script, ultimately parted ways with Smith and moved on to cast Jamie Foxx in the lead role. Django Unchained went on to become both a critical and commercial success, earning over $400 million at the box office and winning 2 Academy Awards. Tarantino is one of the most controversial directors of our time, but regardless of the controversies, he's undeniably a legend who has delivered some of the most remarkable pieces of cinema.